Welcome back, class K. We just finished lesson 1, part 1. And so now I'm going to look at the lesson 1, part 2, okay? So remember, back to your notes. So let me just bring you back to your notes here. Okay, we just finished this section there, where I was looking at the writers of the New Testament, Old Testament here, and then the New Testament. And actually, we are now at page 8. Okay, so page 8, right? Here. Now, I'm now going to show you now. You will also have with you a PowerPoint right there. Okay, so all of you have a PowerPoint like this. Okay, and the PowerPoint is where you also have your charts. Okay, now just also to let you know that actually you also have all these charts are also in your PDF file, you know, except that I have difficulty using screening them because they are on the wrong side. Okay? So I copied all the charts into a PowerPoint so that I can explain to you where they are. Okay, now, so the first chart here now, this particular chart, you can see in page 37. Now, if you have a hard copy, you can refer to it in page 37. Okay, and so I'm going to now draw. Okay, now, so the first review question in your notes, review the map which shows the 3 major regions of Old Testament history. Okay, remember, this is in page 8. Yeah, I was in page, so I flipped down page 8, then I will go down all the way to page 37. So if you have a hard copy, you can just flip to page 8. Now, 3 major regions of Old Testament history. Okay, so remember, in the, okay, let me just draw for you the movement of the Bible. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, number 1 here, this one, you can see here, okay, Abraham from Ur to the Chaldees. So number 1, he's from Ur of the Chaldees here. He goes all the way up, all the way up, and then he comes all the way to Canaan. So that is number 1. Okay, number 1. Okay, then number 2, from Canaan, now Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and then after that we have Joseph. Number 2, from Joseph, then they were sent from captivity to Egypt. So that's number 2 there. Number 2 here, you can see there, Jacob and family to Egypt. And then after that, they grew. That is around, 2000, then around, they were sent there. And then for 500 years, they were slaves in Egypt. And then God raised up Moses around 1500 BC. And so Moses then takes Egypt like that, from Israel like that, all the way up. Okay, and then goes there. And then there's number 3 there. Okay, can you see? 3, and then he goes into a place called Canaan. Okay, so and then of course he didn't take any, but Joseph, Joshua was the one who took them in. You see, from then they became a nation and so on. Then you got the period of judges, kings, and so on. Okay, and then after that the kings came out. So after the kings, we find that they were split into the northern kingdom and southern kingdom, which I'll show you in another chart later. They were the northern kingdom then. Come to item 4 there. They were then now northern kingdom sent from to Assyria. There you can see there, slavery to Assyria. That is number 4. Okay, so then so they became slaves here in Assyria. Okay, and then after that, the nation of Judah, the northern kingdom, Israel has gone to Assyria. The southern kingdom then, later in another year, 586 BC, they were then now sent down here all the way, and then they went to as slaves to Babylon. Okay, you can see here, Babylon. Okay, now you can see now, the Bible, just now, I think if you know, so you turn to page 7, you can see all the country from Egypt, where they are written Palestine, Israel, Judah, and so on. Okay, so they were all written in different places. Okay, and then some of it also Babylon, and slavery in Babylon and so on. Okay, so in the map, in the review question 1, which shows a major movement of Israel. Okay, in 3 different sections. So these are the 3 different sections. And here are the sections here. So this is the first one here, one major. Okay, rather here. Okay, this is one circle here, the first circle. Okay, so this is the second circle here, and then the third circle. Okay, so they had influence in Egypt, Canaan, and then of course here Assyria and Babylon. Okay, so can you imagine the timeline? No, Abraham, 2000 BC, go in, go to Egypt. 2000, then 1500 BC, Moses comes, take them into Canaan. Then in Canaan, they were there from 1500 BC all the way to 786 Assyria captivity, and then 586 Babylonian captivity. Okay, can you imagine the diversity of places that they were in, and how much action? And the Bible written by so many authors over different era, and not only that, they were written in so many different places. Can you imagine? Okay, very hard to imagine. Okay, but in reality, that's how complex the Bible is. Okay. Okay, so now I will show you another next one, another chart again. Let me just clear. I clear all drawings. Okay, now. Okay, now this is the second chart, and this is found in page 8. Okay, page 8. Okay, so page 8 you can see. Now this chart, in page 38 of your, page 38 of your manual, you will see this chart. Okay, now this chart very important, because some of the dates here are very important for your exam. So it needs to you really get familiar with this chart. Okay, in fact, this chart is one of the best charts that I've seen. I mean, as a young boy, I got a Jensen survey of the Old Testament, and so I got this chart, and it tells you exactly, very simply, it summarizes the whole of the Old Testament, in one little chart. Okay, that's how good it is. Okay, so let me just give you an idea what this chart is talking about now. Okay, so if I'm drawing here now, Pentateuch, when Moses wrote the book, the Pentateuch covers the history here. Between from the time of creation, that's how Moses was an author. He covered from creation, then all the time through Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, so on. He covered all the way, to the period of Moses, and to the period of bondage here the bondage in Egypt here, and then all the way to Moses. So the Pentateuch is written by him. Okay, so we have here from Abraham and so on, creation, estimated 4000 BC, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and then here we got Moses and Joshua here, Moses and Joshua. And the next group of people is Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob there. And then here we come to the United Kingdom, Saul, David, Solomon, and then so on. Okay, so what happened is we have see here the United Kingdom. You can see here United Kingdom. Okay, and then after Solomon, the son Rehoboam went to there was a rebellion in the north, and so the kingdom split. That's why you got split like that, north, then split to the south. You can see here, split south, split to the north. Okay, and then so what happened was that the northern Israel nation is called Israel, and so Israel went to captivity. You can see here Assyrian captivity. The year now, very important, this chart, you must know. If I ask you what is the year of the Assyrian, Israel was captured by the Assyrian, the answer is 922 BC. Okay, now another question, the nation Judah, so they were captured by what we call the Babylonian captivity here. Can you see? So what year was the nation of Judah captured by Babylonian? You go up there, you can look there. Okay, you can see here the answer, 586 BC. Now these dates are important. Okay, so got in this chart, I'm going to ask you some questions. Okay, and so you got to answer. You just give me the date 722 BC or 586 BC. They were captured by the Babylonian. and they captured by the Babylonian. Okay, 722, Israel captured by the Assyrian. Okay, now what year did the kingdom split? Remember, the United Kingdom here is split to the north and split to the south. What year? Then you just go up there. You can see there. Okay, the answer here. The answer is here. 931 BC. If I ask you what is the approximate year Moses came, you just give me an answer 1500 BC. Okay, so very simply, this chart is full packed with information, and I also showed this chart to you, when I was teaching music and worship. If you can understand this chart, you have a very broad understanding of the Old Testament. Okay, so every time when you read the book, okay, so very simply, suddenly you read the book of Jonah. See, then I ask you a question: Who is Jonah writing to, and what is the approximate year that he's writing? So answer here, you're going to look for Jonah. Here, Jonah is here. Jonah is writing to Northern Kingdom Israel. Approximate year here. Okay, estimate. Okay, no, there's no date there. So 750 or maybe 780 BC. Okay, so your estimate. Okay, it's around this region, right? You won't tell me Jonah. Oh, he wrote 1000 BC. It's not here. This is Moses. This is Abraham. Abraham, what year? Abraham, what year? Okay, very easy. Abraham, 2000. Moses, what year? Joshua, 1500 BC. David and Solomon, what year? 1000 here. Okay, so this chart tells you a lot of things. Okay, now next question: who are the prophets that wrote to Israel? Then you can see Jonah, Amos, and Hosea. Okay, you can see they are writing to Jonah. So J-A-H, just remember J-A-H, Jonah, Amos, Hosea. All the other prophets here, they are all speaking to the southern kingdom. So a lot of things you can write here. Now, if I ask you, which are the post-exilic prophets? Post-exile, exilic is exile. Post-exilic prophets, okay? So exile means Babylonian captivity. So the whole of the Judah temple destroyed, they all sent to Babylon. Remember in the map I show you, Babylon is far, far, far away. Far away, okay? So they are captive. So then after that, 516, they came back and they rebuilt back the temple, okay? So that's why they rebuilt back the temple of Solomon. And so the post-exilic prophets are Haggai, Zechariah here. 3 prophets here. Haggai, Zechariah, Malachi, post-exile, okay? It means they're written after they come back to Babylon, okay? So that means the date of writing, when you put them here, they mean these are the dates of writing. Last question. What is the last book of the Bible? The answer is here. Malachi. Here, can you see Malachi here? Year is around 432. Okay, so it's around there, okay? Around there. We call it estimated 400. And so the period after Malachi, there's no prophet spoke for 400 years. That's why you call these the silent years. 400, we call it the silent years. And I just now, the first lesson I explained to you, what is the period of silent years? 400 BC to 0 AD. And for 400 years, God did not speak to Israel at all. 0 prophet came, nobody spoke. At least no canonized prophet. Until John the Baptist came. Spoke a few prophetic words, and of course, finally, the word became flesh. Jesus came. So Jesus was finally the word of God suddenly revealed to us. Okay, so it's a beautiful chart. So you must make sure you remember all these things. Okay, so this chart is very important. Quite a lot of questions from the exam is from this chart. Okay. Now I want to go down to the next one. Okay, we can see now. Okay, this chart, the next one in page 39, kings and prophets. To which kingdom did they speak? Okay, so this is an expansion, by the way. This one is like here. You can see here. United Kingdom, the kingdom here. The kingdom here is expanded into this one. Okay. So basically, I'm expanding this chart is expanding this one to become very big so that you can see the name of the kings inside. Okay. Okay. So now we have the United Kingdom started with Saul, David, Solomon. You can see the dates there around 1000 BC, you know, all the way to Solomon about 929 and 30. Okay. So this we call this one we call United Kingdom, and then the kingdom split to the north, then to the south. Okay, so Rehoboam was the son of Solomon. He treated the people very badly, and so they rebelled against him. Okay, they rebelled, and so they rebelled, and they wanted a king. So Jeroboam rebelled, so they wanted another king. So the kingdom split to the north and to the south. Okay, now in my first lecture, I think when I was doing music and worship, I asked, why is this chart some of it white and some of it shaded, and someone gave me the correct answer because shaded means they were evil kings. White means they were good kings. You can see some white numbers here. Okay, Asa, they are all white. Okay, whereas the northern kingdom is shaded. And I also asked the question, why is all the northern kingdom shaded? Very simply, the answer was because they set up an illegal worship center in Bethel and in Dan. And so because they illegally worship God with all the instruments of David, but God never accepted any of their worship. So they were committing idolatry in the north. So all the kings, Jeroboam, Baasha, Ahaz, Joram, Jehu, they were all evil kings. Okay, so the United Kingdom split, and then then we had a divided kingdom. So the year of the split is here, 930. Okay, so these are the prophets that are speaking to Israel. Ahijah, Edo, Jehu, Elijah. Now, these guys here in full, they are non-canonical prophets. That means they don't have a Bible book after their name. Okay, you can see there. You can see Shema. You can see this name, Azariah, Hanani, Jahaziel, and so on. Okay. Now, the dotted lines here, you can see here, dotted lines. Okay, these are canonical prophets. I mean, this book, this guy's prophecy is in our Bible. Okay, whereas all these other guys, this fella, Shemaiah, Jehu, you see their names in our Bible, but they don't have a Bible book named after them. Okay, Edo. So they are actually prophets, but their names, there are no names after them. Okay, now, okay, let me clear all this drawing now before I move to the next chart. So this is basically the next chart. The next chart is basically further on down the year. You can see here now. See the biblical prophets: J-A-H, Jonah, Amos, Hosea. You can see. They are talking to the northern kingdom. Then shaded or evil. Okay, so confirm the date 10 tribes captured by Assyria. What date? 722 BC. Okay, and then we can see here the southern kingdoms of good King Hezekiah, Josiah, Azariah. Okay, and then you can see the prophets here, dotted biblical prophets. Okay, here all biblical prophets here. Okay, you can see all dotted line. Okay, Ezekiel, Daniel. Okay, you can see here Huda. Okay, he is not so therefore he is not a biblical prophet. Okay, now captured, the year that they were captured by Babylonian, you can see also in this chart the year here. Okay, slightly blocked by the cursor here. Okay, it is 586 BC. Okay, so these are very informative charts. So let me clear this before I move to the next next chart. Okay. Okay, now this chart is found in page 40, okay, in your chart, except yours is vertical now. So basically in this chart, what I've done is, or rather what I've extracted from a book is, they have put in the history of Israel. So this is the history of Israel. And then they put the parallel history of Egypt, the history of Syria, Persia, and Assyria. They put it parallel to the history of Israel. Can you see? This is the history of Israel there that we saw just now. We explained it very big. But in this chart, they show the parallel history. And so basically in this chart is showing, you know, the key, the nations that are having an influence, like, you know, like Malaysia now, okay? Let's say in the timeline of Malaysia, let's say 1500, you know, the Portuguese were influencing us, okay? And then 1600, the British came. So they were influencing us, you know, so the British, so we were colonized and so on, okay? And then now, we become a free nation. But now global empire, we are not controlled by everybody, but we know in the world today, global influence, you know, US and China, US for many, many years. And now the last 10, 20 years, China has become a major influence. So these are the world superpowers that have an influence on Israel. So the world superpowers that have an influence on Israel, okay, if I ask you, what are the nations that have an influence on Israel? You know, it's Egypt, Syria, Persia, Babylonia, Assyria, and then there are two more, okay, which is after, okay, at first you got Egypt, then the Assyrians came, and then after that, because Israel was sent to Assyria, then the Babylonians came, they knock off Assyria, and then the Persians came, they knock off Babylonian, okay, then the Greek came, they knock off Persia, okay, and then after that, the Romans came, they knock off the Greek. You see now, you know, the superpower, when the superpower is in the world, they control the things in the world, and so the nation also becomes partly influenced by them. Okay, so this is another chart that you need to know. These nations that have an impact on the nation of Israel. Okay, so this, I know, I just want to mention, you know, that in your test, basically you come to this chart and ask you the nations that have influence on Israel. So you come to this chart and then you give me all these names. Okay, there are 5 here. Make sure you include Greek around 300 BC, and then later Roman, you know, around after about AD 100, the Rome became a superpower, and so they knock off the Greek people. Okay, so then I've covered the review charts already now in page 8. ABCD has been covered. Okay, so now okay, so I will now go back to your review, go back to your notes. So let's say back to your notes here. Okay, and now let me just now, okay, you see here, we have done the review. We've done these 4 questions already. I've gone through the different charts already. These 4 questions I've done. I explained the chart, so I just want to mention, make sure you revise the chart. So because it's open book, you just flip through the charts, extract the dates for me, extract the names and so on. If you are able to extract, that means you understand the chart. So basically, no, this is not a memory work because there are too many new things I'm giving to you. It's not a memory work, okay, but it's the ability to grasp the manual that I've given you, 51 pages, go to all the different pages, extract the information, and then put it in. If you in the future, when someone asks you these questions, you're able, you know, and then you got these charts ready, so you're able to answer them. Okay, so now I come back to just a little quiz. Okay, a little quiz. So some of it are fun, you know, but okay. So you see, you can answer some of these questions. Okay, question 1: are all the authors of the Bible known? Okay, the answer no. Okay, for example, you don't know who wrote Hebrews, right? Okay, so some of the authors are unknown. Okay, Hebrews is one of them. Okay, question 2: over what period was the Bible written? Okay, remember the chart I showed you, the Old Testament. What period the oldest book was? The book of Job. Okay, you can write down in your book there, book of Job, BC 2000. And then the latest book of the New Testament is the book of Revelation, around AD 95. Okay, so from 2000 BC to AD 95. We're talking about 2,100 years the book is written. Okay, question 3: which was the earliest book written here? The earliest book written, okay, I give you the answer already, the book of Job, around BC 2000. Which was the last book of the Old Testament written? The answer is already in your chart there, the book of Malachi, estimated around 400 BC will be good. Okay. Okay, next one. When were the silent years? Okay, now this question, you make sure you listen properly to it. Silent years is not 400 years. Okay, when were the silent years? Silent years is a period. The answer is not 400 years. The answer is 400 BC to 0 AD. It's a whole range. So during this 400 BC to 0 AD, that's the answer. There was no prophet that spoke to Israel. Okay. So make sure you don't put 400 BC because your answer will be wrong. Okay. Now, how many authors wrote the Bible? The answer, 40 authors wrote the Bible. Okay, number 7. What were the professions of the following authors? Okay, so Moses, the prince, a shepherd. Okay, a prince and a shepherd. Prince who became a shepherd. Paul was the Pharisee who became an apostle. Okay, you have to write somewhere. Okay, if you don't have a hard copy, you have to write the answer somewhere. Paul, Pharisee who became an apostle. Amos, he's a farmer. Matthew, tax collector. Peter, fisherman. Okay, write down now. Peter, fisherman. Ezra, he's a scribe. Hezekiah, I know you will answer, he's a king, but that's not the correct answer, because Hezekiah is not a book of the Bible. You see, are you there? Okay, so I know many people say, oh, king, yeah, no. This one is a thing show. Okay, so there's a little quiz. Okay, now next question: what is the central theme of the Bible? Answer: Jesus is the center of the Bible. Another answer will be grace is the center of the Bible. Okay, grace, Jesus and grace. When was the last book of the New Testament written? The book of Revelation, around AD 95. Okay, next question. Who wrote the most books of the New Testament? The greatest author of the New Testament is Paul. Okay, Paul. Could be 13 books, 13 or 14. Okay, who is the greatest author of the Old Testament? Okay, this one. None other than Moses. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. The Torah is the most important books of the Old Testament. So it's written by Moses. Which book record the creation story? The book of Genesis. Okay, now this question. Some people also give me wrong answer. What is the Greek Septuagint? Your put answer is Greek Bible. It is wrong. Okay, the Greek Septuagint. I'll repeat again. Even I repeat, some people will still get wrong. Okay? It is a Greek Old Testament translated from Hebrew. That's the answer. Greek Old Testament translated from Hebrew. Okay, that's the answer. And question 14, what is the Latin Vulgate? Okay, the answer is the Latin Vulgate is the Latin Bible translated from Greek. Okay, from the Greek Bible. So remember, the Greek Bible reigned from Septuagint, and the New Testament was written in Greek. So we got the Greek Bible. And down around 400 AD, just now I shared with you in the first session, we have this guy, Jerome. And of course, the Roman Catholic Church Rome was a global power. The Roman Catholic Church was the only church. And so they wanted a Bible in Latin. And so they translated the Bible from Greek into Latin. And so they called it the Latin Bible. And the Latin Vulgate has both the New Testament and the Old Testament. Okay, so it's a Latin Bible. Okay, that concludes our first session, lesson 1 and lesson 2. So this is a recording of lesson 2. So I hope you listen carefully. Make sure you are following the notes carefully, and make sure you are looking at the computer, because in the computer you are able to read, because I'm reading from the computer. If you're looking from your handphone, I'm sorry, some of these charts, is definitely not readable in your computer. So make sure you're reading from the computer. It's not readable in your handphone. Okay, we'll end here.